What's up, everybody? This is your girl T Renee, and I'm back. Day 18 officially of our 30-day Facebook Live challenge, and I am going to be talking about building bridges. I saw a post the other day where somebody was talking about I saw a couple rather where people were talking about building bridges, and there were two different perspectives. And one said that some bridges you need to burn for various reasons, and the other was, to not burn bridges. The typical cliche that we hear about not burning bridges because you never know when you're going to have to cross them again. So I am going to talk about both of those perspectives. Hey, Keita Boo. So let's talk about the typical cliche one that says, don't burn bridges, or be careful about burning bridges because you never know when you're going to have to cross them again. Hey, cousin. Okay, cousin, I promise you, I'm going to call you when I get off of this live video and we can talk about Vegas. And by the way, I'm glad you guys are safe from what happened the other day at the house. But I will call you when I get off of here. So a lot of times we hear this saying, be careful about burning bridges because you never know when you're going to have to cross them. So what does that mean? That means that you need to be mindful of how you sever certain relationships and how you sever ties with people, because you just never know when you might need that person again. You don't know when you might need to ask for help from that person. And so that is a true statement. I can say that I have burned a few bridges in my lifetime. And there was a time where I needed help. And because of those burned bridges, I had very few options left to me. I had very few people that I could go to in order to get some help because of, how I had dealt with our relationships in the past. So that is it's a true statement, and it's something that we have to be wary about because, you just never know what things life is going to throw you. You don't know who is going to be your saving grace. So you do want to be careful with how you treat people, with how you handle people when they come to you for help, with how you talk about people, because, you just don't know when your time is going to come in order to need that person. Now, on the flip side to that, there are some bridges that you need to burn. There's some people or some situations that you just don't need to have available in your life anymore. There are some people that, once you determine the type of person that they are and that they are not beneficial to your life in a positive manner, then you need to, remove that person or remove that bridge. That's a street that you don't need to walk on anymore. And then there are other times where there are certain people in your life where, let's say the bridge is a little unstable and, or the bridge has, is full of debris. So sometimes you need to clean that bridge off. You need to burn it down, and then you need to rebuild in order for the two of you, to have a better relationship. Because just because things may not seem right at this moment, that doesn't mean that they can't become right. And, when I was thinking about this, I thought about the relationship between me and my father. Now, that was a bridge that had burned a long time ago. And at the time, when I was younger, I had no desire in rebuilding it. I was satisfied with the fact that that bridge was burnt. And I was like, it can stay burnt for the rest of my life. I didn't care. But as I got older and started learning more and started growing more and started being open to various conversations about forgiveness and, seeing the seriousness or the not so seriousness of situations that may have happened. And then when my dad approached me about rebuilding our bridge, I had to think about that, and I had to really consider, was that a bridge that I wanted to have available to me in my life? And I had to think about why, I wanted that, if I wanted it at all, and what would it take for the two of us to rebuild that bridge. And so we had an open discussion about it. We had a discussion where we were able to lay it all out on the line and lay out all of the wrong that had been done on both parts, and then decide, okay, this is what we're going to do, or this is the foundation that we are going to rebuild this bridge on. And so we did that together, and we did it successfully. And so now we have a different foundation, and it's not built upon the past, and it's not built upon past hurts or past wrongdoings. It's a clean slate. And so sometimes there are bridges in your life that you have to approach it in that manner, and you have to rebuild, because for whatever reason that person may need to stay in your life, or you may just want that person to be in your life. And so you have to come to a common ground as to how you're going to navigate through the construction of that bridge, and who's going to be responsible for the upkeep, and what roles each of you will play in making sure that the foundation does not get disturbed. And so that, those are the three ways that we can approach building bridges, or tearing them down, for that matter. It's all a personal choice, and it's a personal opinion on what you need and want and desire for your life. So excuse me, it's up to you now to figure out what bridges you have available in your life, and how are those bridges effective to you. Are there bridges that you need to tear down and leave completely gone? Are there bridges that you need to tear down and rebuild? Or are there some bridges that you need to build? Are there some people that you don't necessarily have a good foundation with? Are there some people that, maybe there's a road that you can get to them, but there's not necessarily a direct bridge to that person? And, you maybe would like to have a direct bridge to that person and to what they can bring to your life. So think about that on today, and think about, whether it's personal, whether it's romantic, whether it's business. Think about those bridges, and think about the lack thereof in your life, and determine which road you're going